Greetings to all the lovely ladies and gentlemen out there. I'm your host, the ProGent, and today I'll be porking it up in a plane. Damn it, the Mile High Club didn't accept my application. Guess I'll just talk about a different flying pig. Porco Rosso. Porco Rosso is an animated film brought to you by the acclaimed Studio Ghibli. Studio Ghibli is famous for the many films directed by Isao Takahata and Hayao Miyazaki, with Porco Rosso being one of Miyazaki's works. Hayao Miyazaki is in many respects the Japanese equivalent of Walt Disney, having built a legacy based on quality work. And Porco Rosso is no exception. Our cast for this adventure in the Adriatic includes Babe, Megara from Hercules, spunky teenage girl who don't need no man, Texas, and Robert Barone. The film takes place in the Adriatic Sea in the mid-1930s. Porco, despite being a pig, is one of the world's best seaplane pilots and has been hired to take down the Mama Ayuda gang as they attempt to steal money and children. This of course leads to some antics as well as brilliant aerial maneuvers that really showcase the animation quality. Porco wins the fight, and after some brief repairs, heads out for the best damn bar in the sea, the Hotel Adriano. It's here that we meet Gina, a childhood friend of Porco's, who is both the hotel's owner and its star singer, along with Curtis, a rival seaplane pilot and a wannabe suitor for Gina. Curtis is American, and in accordance with Japanese law, falls under one of the three American stereotypes presented in anime. In this case, giant arrogant cowboy. Shortly after his introduction, Curtis is hired by the United Nations of Seaplane Pirates to shoot Porco down. Guess the pirates must have had a beef with Porco. Curtis and the pirates ambush Porco, and though Porco puts up a fight, Curtis eventually hits his engine, sending him crashing to the ground, apparently dead. Porco and what's left of his plane get towed secretly to Milan, where he is a wanted pig? Man? I don't know. For desertion and stealing experimental military equipment. Due to the extensive damage dealt to his plane, Porco needs to meet with his personal, crazy engineer friend, Piccolo, who along with his family can restore it. However, since the Italian government has drafted all of Piccolo's male relatives, Porco is forced to watch as his precious plane is repaired and redesigned by women. Particularly, Piccolo's young niece, Fio. Once repairs are complete, Porco is able to sneak out of Milan with the help of an old war buddy. Fio tags along to make sure the plane is in working condition, although she's in it for the adventure as much as the technical necessity. Once they return to Porco's hideout, they are naturally ambushed again by the pirates, who all immediately fall for Fio. Shortly thereafter, in enters Curtis, who demands her hand in marriage, much to Porco's annoyance. And for those keeping count, this means Curtis has proposed to both female leads in the film. Them zany Americans! Anyways, Fio accepts the engagement if Curtis can beat Porco in a one-on-one dogfight, with Curtis agreeing to pay for Piccolo's repair costs if Porco wins. The fight is set for the next day, and later that evening, Porco explains his past to Fio, including his theory on how and why he became a pig. The next afternoon, everyone from around the Adriatic has come to watch the two best pilots battle it out, with the Mama Ayuda gang hosting the whole event. Thus commences the final showdown of Texas Barbecue, easily the most beautiful action sequence in the film. Somehow, despite the speeds and noises involved in air-to-air combat, Porco and Curtis also spend most of the fight exchanging verbal jabs. Suspension of disbelief, I guess, since the trash talk makes the battle much more entertaining. After both pilots run out of ammo, with no clear victor, they simply park their planes and proceed to turn the dogfight into an impromptu boxing match. The match ends when Gina arrives to warn everyone that the police are coming to shut the event down. Curtis and Porco, both badly bruised and dazed, finally knock each other out. Porco is the first to resurface from the water and is declared victor. He sends Theo away with Gina, and he and Curtis agree to distract the cops together. The movie finishes with an epilogue narrated by Theo describing the events that follow the dogfight. Theo and Gina become lifelong friends, Curtis becomes a movie star in America, the pirates retire from the business, and we're left to wonder if Porco ever returns to human form. In case it wasn't obvious, I love this movie. First off, the English casting for this film is particularly fun. You'll recognize a lot of the voices and truly enjoy how every character interacts with one another. So some of the performances are hammy. But honestly, it just makes the movie funnier. While Michael Keaton, playing the lead of Porco, doesn't do anything particularly spectacular with the role, the standout performances by Brad Garrett, Susan Egan, and David Ogden Stiers flesh out the supporting cast, and their characters steal any scene they're in. As for Cary Elwes, well, this wouldn't be the last time he does a hilariously bad cowboy voice in a movie. Secondly, the score for this film, as with most Studio Ghibli films, is truly wonderful. The music was composed by seasoned veteran of anime soundtracks Joe Hisaishi, and his piano pieces in this film in particular bring a beautiful emphasis on the quiet moments between all the high-flying action. It all feels appropriate for the post-World War I Italian setting, and truly wraps the whole picture up in a very soothing sound during the many more quiet moments of the film. The last note I leave this film on is the backgrounds. With most films made by Studio Ghibli, you'll hear me praise the beauty of the background imagery. But in this film in particular, I simply adore it even more. Many Ghibli films take place in fantastical settings or in Japan itself, and you don't get a taste of wide ocean shots very much. But here, the way the islands, landscape, and the vast ocean shots are done is truly breathtaking. Porco Rosso lives up to the Miyazaki standard. The action and comedy are both entertaining, and the visuals and the sound come together seamlessly. And if nothing else, you can be like me and make nothing but bad pig puns. All I can say, at the end of the day for this movie, is fly high. I've been the Professional Gentleman, and thank you for listening. That'll do, Porco. That'll do. Thanks for watching. As always, a thank you to Andy Lita for keeping me looking so fine. Check out his work in the description below. If you enjoyed the show, please click on that thumbs up over there. It helps us out a lot. If you've got suggestions for something I can review in the future, feel free to leave it in the comments below. And of course, subscribe to my channel for future content.
Love ya, boy.